Coming up, ranchers in the Southwest Desert share their success stories of Gelbvieh and Balancer cattle next on The American Rancher.
Some years we get rain, some years we don't.
We want them to be gentle. We want them to be just a big, good quality product. And we want to take care of the land while we're doing it.
Here, we'll have 300 heifers bred, and we won't see those heifers until they come in with the calf in the spring.
So the cows have got to get out and hustle, make a living, and it takes the right kind of cow to do that.
Hello and welcome to The American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. From the Ponderosa pine-covered mountains in the north to the cactus-filled Sonoran Desert in the south, Arizona is a state where Gelbvieh and Balancer cattle thrive. Today we're going to hear from ranchers all across the state that have been raising Gelbvieh and Balancer cattle for years. These ranchers have a lot of rough ground to cover to manage their ranch, so they need a cow that can do it all, take care of herself and her calf.
This whole ranch is, all of our ranching operation in southern Arizona. And the climate is tough. It's all arid, semi-arid for sure, always arid. And some years we get rain, some years we don't. A lot of years we might go for 10 or 12 months and not have a rain. Also with the feed, I mean, it's sparse. We can run on a good year 80 acres to the cow and usually 100 acres to the cow.
We get our summer rains out of the monsoon, out of the south and the southeast, come up from Mexico, and that's where we grow the majority of our grass.
The Diamond A Ranch consists of about 750,000 acres. The only thing that goes on here is just the ranch operation. We've got 6 camps, got 5 locations for shipping. It's got over 400 miles of pipeline. It's probably got close to 110 drinkers on that pipeline, 120 dirt tanks. But even with that amount of water, sometimes the distance gets anywhere from 2 to 8 miles between waters. So the cows have got to get out and hustle, make a living, and it takes the right kind of cow to do that.
Tough, unforgiving, and vast land is what these ranchers face every day. Fortunately, the strengths of the Gelbvieh cow, like fertility and longevity, make them an ideal fit for the Arizona desert. There isn't always an abundant amount of rain each year, so it takes an efficient, hardy cow to make an Arizona ranch work.
The Gelbvieh genetics, and it's upped our weaning weights, and we keep our cow size small. And you know, a cow that weighs 9 to 950 is all we need here to be able to take this environment. But having that Gelbvieh in there, it gives those cows more milking ability, and you still got something to sell in the end. And most years, if we get rain like we're supposed to, and the monsoons come, then we'll wean our big end of our calves will weigh 750 to 775 off the cows. And it has sure helped our business having the Gelbvieh genetics in there.
The first bulls I bought were all Gelbvieh, and that particular time I wanted to introduce the Gelbvieh and into these cows, because I had bought a lot of cows and stocked the ranch when I first started with some cows from Arizona, which don't have a lot of high fertility. Just started preg checking and getting rid of the culls, and using Gelbvieh in the beginning, and then I started taking those daughters and using Balancer on those, and that's worked out real well.
The Gelbvieh influence on our cows, I think, has been a good one. They are good milkers even under tough conditions. They do pretty well. The calves do much better. I mean, they're really uniform, which is nice. You don't have you don't have tall ones and short ones. They seem to make a real uniform bunch of calves. So we like them.
Every year we will keep It depends on the year and how much old feed we have, but we will usually keep between 200 and 300 heifers that we keep off of our cows. And there again, since the Gelbviehs are in the deal now, we've seen a heck of a difference. And keeping the heifers is not a problem. Our situation is different here, and most people put their heifers up to calve them out and watch them 24 hours a day, which they have to. Here, we'll have 300 heifers bred, and we won't see those heifers until they come in with a calf in the spring, and we'll have a 95% that'll come in with a baby. And you don't have to pull them, you don't have to do any of that. We really like the way the cows, they stay in the cow herd forever. They're not something that doesn't breed back. They breed back easy, the heifers breed easy. We have no calving problems. And for our operation, it's worked well.
We like the crossbred cow immensely. She has got the hybrid vigor, got a little more longevity than a straight bred. It's very important to us to try and keep our cows in the herd as long as we can.
Down the line, we just want to keep making our cattle better. And I have been on this ranch right here for 16 years, and we have upgraded these cattle so much that if you saw them from the beginning to now, you would be able to see what I'm talking about. You know, we went from probably having calves when I first came here that were averaging 400 pounds to what we have now, just because of the genetics that we put in them.
If you want increased fertility in your herd and more pounds at weaning, Judd Ranch Genetics can help you achieve your goals. Family owned and family run, Judd Ranch offers you 3 breeds, Gelbvieh, Balancer, and Red Angus. Judd Ranch females and bulls give you the complete package: calving ease, growth, carcass, and fertility. Judd Ranch is also the Gelbvieh breed's most honored Dam of Merit program.
246 females sell Saturday, October 13th in Judd Ranch's 28th annual Cow Power Female Sale at the ranch in Pomona, Kansas.
Building exceptional cattle is much more than simply breeding for EPDs. We believe performance in the pasture leads to profit on the rail. And if a cow can't thrive on her own, we don't want her around. We know the right kind of bulls come from the right kind of cows. Bulls that are born and raised on fescue, with no pampering and strict expectations. BF Cattle Company, your source for maternal-focused Gelbvieh and Balancer genetics.
Our entire program evolves around the female. We believe as a breed we truly are the most maternal of all continental breeds today. Stacking dominant females in the pedigrees for multiple generations provides us with the consistency we think necessary to become genetic providers and not genetic multipliers. Because of our beliefs, even our bull sale catalog is divided and sold by cow families. Visit our website at tjbgelbvieh.com to request a sale catalog or view for future sale updates.
For the past decade, Seacross Cattle Company has produced high-quality Gelbvieh, Balancer, and Angus genetics. We'll again be offering high-marbling, high-carcass cattle for our 12th annual Fall Bull and Female Sale at the ranch in Biscoe, North Carolina. We'll be selling 100 of our top bulls and females, and be sure to go check out the breed-leading EPDs on these elite lots that we'll be selling on November 10th. Visit our website at seacrosscattle.com to request a catalog. Seacross Cattle, your source for performance, carcass, and eye appeal.
Welcome back to the American Rancher. To have a successful operation in this region, one must be very particular about the bulls they buy, and these Arizona cattle producers are doing just that. They need bulls that are sound, have a moderate amount of body condition, and have the right genetics to make good cows, and then put more pounds on the truck on sale day.
We started with Balancer bulls 20 years ago. Really worked good for us. We had crossbred cows at the time. It made them a lot smoother with a lot better quality carcass. And at the same time, we picked up some fertility and a lot of things that we liked about the Balancer. We've been with them ever since.
All of our cows are raised here, so they know what to do, but bringing a bull here is totally different. So our situation is different. We can't have a bull that's fat and has been fed up because they can't make it in our climate. But we buy a bull that can come, he's younger, he comes, he doesn't get sore-footed, he doesn't fall apart, and will still give us a quality, and that's what the Gelbvieh bulls that we use have done that.
Number one thing that we have to have in this country are calving aids. You get too big a calf, we can't ride hard enough and far enough to make sure we get all our cows looked at. So we watch our heifers close, and knock on wood, we've always gotten along really good with them. We don't have any calving problems with our cows, and that is number one. The next thing that we look for in our bulls are good feet and legs. Don't want them overly fat. It seems like whenever you get an over-fat bull, usually he's short on age and a lot of extra weight, and they seem to go to pieces a lot faster than a moderate flesh bull.
We'd like our cow herd to be kind of a medium-sized cow herd. That's about all we can raise here. So we're kind of looking for bulls that'll supply us with a 1050 to 1100 pound cow that'll wean half her weight every year. And we're also looking, since we develop our own heifers, we're also looking for, you know, a cow with good maternal traits in that, and then cattle that can make it on the range with no supplemental feeding. They just get some supplemental protein as a block or something, but we don't feed any hay. So the cattle need to be adapted to the country, and so that's what, when we go pick bulls, we kind of look for bulls that'll work in our country. And then really starting to pay attention to the efficiency test.
Since we've had the Gelbvieh bulls here and people can see what the quality is and how the bulls can take the environment, then now, just this year, we've got two neighbors that have bought several Gelbvieh bulls and are going to have Gelbvieh calves this year. Well, it'll be next year. They'll breed their cows to them this time. So they're going to try them out, and so far they like what they see and they know what we get done.
At Superior Livestock, we recognize the benefits value-added programs bring the commercial producer. And as always, the American Gelbvieh Association is committed to the modern beef industry and has partnered with IMI Global, the beef industry's leader in independent verification, to release Balancer Edge. Balancer Edge is the new feeder calf program that gives ranchers who are raising calves sired by Gelbvieh and Balancer bulls the opportunity to market their calves with a source and age verification.
Balancer Edge is a new program offered by the American Gelbvieh Association in conjunction with IMI Global. It's age and source verification for feeder cattle sired by Gelbvieh and Balancer bulls. And the breed requirement is for 75% of the sires used to be registered Gelbvieh and Balancer bulls, and additionally, those bulls have to be a minimum of 25% Gelbvieh. So AGA is working in conjunction with IMI Global to offer this program. IMI Global does the age and source verification. They do the breed requirements. They verify those by the registration papers. And the program's available to all producers regardless of size for a $3 head enrollment, which covers the verification services and an EID tag. If a producer would like to purchase dangle tags for visuals for management purposes, those pairs are $4.25 per head. So in addition to participating in age and source and having their cattle breed identified, producers have the option to participate in other value-added programs such as NHTCs, All Naturals, and the GAP programs. We're excited to be able to offer this program to producers who are utilizing Gelbvieh and Balancer genetics to obtain some breed recognition and to be able to add value to their cattle by creating more marketing options for potential buyers.
We
want a trust relationship with our customers. We want them to know that we care about them, that our products work, and we'll stand behind them.
To come back and purchase, to bid and buy their customers' cattle, they're very, very dedicated to a customer's product, and I think that creates a lot of longevity.
98, that's 63,000, thank you.
If you're in the stocker business, you know exceptional care and good nutrition are the keys to healthy, profitable cattle. The Gain Smart Stocker program provides all the tools you need to minimize stress at receiving, stimulate appetite quickly, and create efficient gains on forage or feed. Plus, feeding Gain Smart makes your cattle eligible for Superior's first ever value-added nutrition program. Learn more about the Gain Smart Stocker program and find a dealer near you at gainsmart.com.
If you're marketing feeder calves sired by Gelbvieh and Balancer bulls, give your cattle the Balancer Edge. Balancer Edge is the new source and age verification program from the American Gelbvieh Association for calves sired by registered Gelbvieh and Balancer bulls and is backed by the industry's leading verification company, IMI Global. If you market feeder cattle, then you know that value-added programs can put more money in your pocket. Give your calves the Balancer Edge. For more information, visit gelbvieh.org.
Welcome back to The American Rancher. A rancher's reputation in the feeder cattle market impacts a buyer's decision quite a bit. The Balancer influenced feeder calves these ranchers are raising have been attracting repeat buyers and performing in the feed yard. Their post-weaning gain and quality have made these calves sought after, and they're boosting the reputation of these Arizona ranchers.
We will wean our calves in the fall, and we put a 45-day wean on them. And then most all the time we sell them on Superior. And Superior sells our calves and we get along great, and we have repeat buyers every year. And we have no problem getting them sold. And our cattle are in southern Arizona, but they look like northern cattle, and that helps a bunch. And there again, you know, having Gelbvieh influence has helped that situation. And you know, the feedlots know those cattle will grade. They know that they will perform when they get there, and so we can sell them wherever. And it's easy to wean them whenever they're like they are, because we don't have a whole lot of health problems or any of that stuff.
Weaning weights vary with the feed conditions. If we've got a good spring, good summer, you get some really big calves. You know, they'll weigh in the 6 someplace. If we have a crummy spring, they won't weigh as much. If we have a crummy summer, they won't weigh as much. So that's anybody's guess, depending on what the weather does for us. But we've got the genetics, the potential to go ahead and make a big calf if we've got the nutrition. And whenever we put them in the weaning pen, a lot of times you have a calf that loses weight, not these calves. We always get a gain on these calves during weaning, and we don't have an extended weaning period. We try and get these calves gone 21, 25 days. So we feel real comfortable that that's a good thing whenever we're able to get an increase in weight for such a short amount of time.
We wean our calves at about 7 months of age. We bring them down and they do a 45-day preconditioning. And now, I mean, it's great. I mean, it feels good when your buyer doesn't even show up. He just says, weigh them, put them on a truck. So, you know, that makes you feel good that you're trusted enough to do that, and the cattle are good enough to do that. And they keep coming back. So that makes you feel good that maybe you're on the right track.
Without a doubt, you know, the shots and the weaning and the programs are bringing me premium. I figured out this last year that what was sold in this area, going to the sale barn, and just without the weaning process, without the shots, that I was gaining $125 a head. And basically it cost me $25 a head to do that. What I was pleased with really last year is that the gentleman I sold them to bought one load of mine, another load of really nice steers that I had from a rancher north here, and then he had another load come out of Idaho. And they were all averaged within 10 pounds, those 3 loads coming in, somewhere around 565, whatnot like that. When I went to ship them, I was pleased because when I looked in the corral, the steers that I raised were about this much bigger than everything else in there, and I go, you know, I'm doing the right thing. So I was real pleased with that. The year before that, I ran them myself, and it was a good grass year in California. They went in first part of December, and they came out in May. They gained, the gain on them was 338 pounds on grass. And it was just, you know, and I knew then that I was doing the right thing, you know, without a doubt.
We have a natural program plus age verification and other credentials that go along with these calves, like GAP and NHTC. And so these calves, whether we retain ownership or sell them, they've got all of the paperwork behind them, and we feel very comfortable with what we're producing. We've got a calf that we feel like we can ship at the end of our backgrounding, and we can either own him or sell him to somebody, and everybody that deals with him is happy. It pays off. We retain ownership in a lot of our calves. We sell a lot of them, but we retain ownership. The big thing is whenever we ship them and we get reports back that, oh, your calves are doing great, they're doing nothing but gaining, and we don't have any sickness, we don't have any death loss, and that's the important part to me. Then whenever the closeouts come, well, then that gives us more verification what we're doing right or what we might do wrong.
You got to keep on introducing some you know, good new genetics in there to keep that hybrid vigor in there, and if you don't, you'll start losing the weight of your calves. I've seen it happen many times being in the market business like I have. Even out on the cows we see here, you know, we'll see out here in the ranch, that, you know, being able to utilize that dry grass and whatever the grass is, even efficiency for them, they don't have to eat as much to get the job done. So, you know, that's the biggest thing right there. And then those calves that are raised that can go into, you know, on grass, like I say, and gain real well, or go to wheat pasture, and then in the feedlot performance, you know, they're using less feed to produce a pound. So that's hugely important. So, and I think it's going to be more important as time goes along and the world population gets larger. You know, we're going to have more efficient cattle getting the job done.
Everything that makes sense in the cattle business, well, we grab hold of it. All of these programs that have come along in the last few years, we have been able to get certified and made it work. So if we can, whatever's around the corner, and there's a lot of things that are happening now in the cattle business, it's just a new world all the time. So yeah, we'll be part of it.
For more information about Gelbvieh and Balancer cattle and the commercial programs offered by the American Gelbvieh Association, visit gelbvieh.org. That's all the time we have today. Thanks for joining us. For more information about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or connect with us on Facebook. I'm Pam Minnick. For the entire American Rancher team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.